In this video, I'm going to make a hot, spicy Indian curry at home, my way. Let's see if I do it the same way as they do in India. So if you're from India, please comment and let us know how we're getting on. So let's get started. Right, so let's going to start with an onion and a knife. That's a knife. And I'm going to chop the onion. I learnt my preparing skills from years and years of watching TV cookery programs. And the one I found really fantastic, this is going back quite some time, was a guy called Yan Can Cook. He was a Chinese guy. If you've ever seen him, let us know in the comments. Absolutely brilliant, and his preparing skills were second to none. So I learnt a lot from him. Chopping the onion, I always make it flat so it doesn't roll around. Okay, so we've got a chicken curry. So basically, in my head, I have a flavour that I'm trying to achieve. Now, when you start out cooking, you tend to follow recipe books, and that's exactly what I did. But after you get to a point where you've made lots of different recipes, you kind of know the flavour in your head that you want to achieve. And because I know how I'm going to mix the spices, I can think, that's the flavour I want. Let's try and achieve that flavour. So that's what we're going for tonight. Right, so I want to have some red pepper. Now then I need some chilli. I've got a chilli here. So I have a chilli. I've got a red chilli. It's not a particularly hot chilli, but it's got a nice flavour. So let's chop up the red pepper. I love this knife. It's my favourite knife for preparing. So we'll just have some nice big chunks of red pepper to give it a bit of a bite. And we'll chop that one into chunks as well. Now I'm going to make the right amount to go with the amount of chicken we have. So we've got this chilli. I think we use the whole chilli because we quite like it hot and spicy, don't we? Now I'm going to keep the seeds in because they make it even hotter. If you don't like it too hot, take the seeds out because that's where the main heat is contained. Now what I normally do is start cooking the onions and do all that now, but I won't do that for the video's sake because we want to get it all going together. So what I'm going to do now is mix the spices.
And where do you get your spices from?
We get them online from a organic stroke special foods place. And they've got every Indian spice you can imagine. They're really, really excellent. I'm kind of thinking Madras flavour for this. Not too hot, but enough heat to make it very tasty. But I want some flavour in it. So I want some kind of slightly aromatic flavours. So let's get the spices mixed. Now I've got my spice cupboard here. It's a terrible mess. Okay, so
it's a lovely smell though.
It is, yeah. Now starting here. Now I've got some cumin. Now where do we get them? BWFO. What does that stand for? Buy Whole Foods online.
I see.
Free advert for Buy Whole Foods. So cumin. Now cumin is a spice that you can use too much of. So that's as much as I'm going to use for that. I'm not doing a measure. It's not like a recipe where you have this amount of that. As I say, it's done by feel. Now coriander.
Follow this at home.
That is coriander. Now, also, if you're good at this, you should know what they smell like without even looking at the packet. Now, coriander, you can't really have too much of. It's a lovely aromatic, but not too strong a flavour. So we'll have some of that. Some garam masala, which is a mixed spice, already mixed. You can add a bit more later. It's quite good to put that one in later in the cooking, but I'm putting it in now. Now, fenugreek, or methi. This is very, very strong. You don't want very much of this at all, otherwise it's very bitter. So you just want a tiny little bit of that. This is turmeric. Again, it's very bitter, so you don't want too much of that, but it gives it a nice yellow colour. That's all we need. I haven't got any fresh garlic, so I'm going to use powdered garlic. Oh, it smells lovely. So I want a nice dollop of that. That should do. You can smell those lovely spices mixing together. Paprika, Madras and fowl and what's that one? Vindaloo. They're quite red in colour, so we want a little bit more of that. Okay, so next we have some mustard powder. That gives it a lovely flavour. Quite a lot of spices that go into this. Some ground ginger, because I haven't got any fresh. And we want about that much will do.
So how long have you been cooking Indian food for?
Started probably about 20, 30, 40, 50. How old am I?
59.
30, about 39 years then. Crikey.
Wow.
That's a long time.
So hopefully you know slightly what you're doing.
Hopefully. We'll see in about an hour.
Yeah.
Now, this, I love this, asafoetida. Oh, it's very, very strong.
Oh, wow.
Very yellow, very sort of, what's that yellow stuff that comes out of volcanoes?
Yeah, like
Sulphur.
Sulphur, yeah.
Yeah, it's got that kind of vibe going on. In the early days, I used to try and just bung a load in. You could actually make a disgusting flavoured meal if you put the wrong amount in. So it's very important to get to know the amounts you can get away with. Now we've got some chili powder. This isn't mega hot, so I'd say for the heat we're getting in this dish, that's going to be enough, because we have got the red chili as well. Now I've got all these old pots, so we'll give that a little mix, and I'm just thinking, have I got enough? You can always add a bit to it, can't you? Right, once that starts cooking in the oil, you're going to bring out the flavour. And I'm going to use ghee for this, which is clarified butter. Have I used this one? Don't want that one. So I'm going to grind some pepper in. Now for the average English person, that would make a very hot spicy dish, just the pepper alone, already, wouldn't it?
You use quite a lot, haven't you?
I do, that's about the amount. Oh, it's got my nose. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, that smells fantastic. I know this is going to be good because the old man is my old man, if you don't know, he's my dad. He's a very good cook and he's very good at curry. It's his specialty, if you like. But I've got the easy job of being cameraman and eating the food. So I will tell you once it's made whether it's good or not, and you can judge for yourself by watching the process whether you think it would taste nice. But if you're new around here, which you may well be, make sure you hit subscribe. We've got a whole series tasting Indian food in the UK, then various other nationalities, and we're going to be going to India in a couple of months and trying some of the best food in the world. Oh, look at him.
Right, now we need some salt. So let's have about a teaspoon of salt. I hope it is salt. Yeah, it is salt.
Don't want sugar.
Now, they say salt's bad for you, but that's been proven not to be the case. Now, I think if you eat a lot of processed food that's got salt added and you don't know how much is in it, then that's a different matter. We don't eat processed food, so I have to add salt because you need salt in your diet. Now, looking at this amount of spice, I don't think I've made enough, so I'm going to add a little bit more, touch more garam masala, I think. Red is the one for meat.
So why do you have different coloured chopping boards like a restaurant?
That's a long story. A few years ago we decided that we were going to have a mobile food business. So we bought a mobile trailer, got it all set up, bought everything, and did one day of the cooking and decided it wasn't for me. We sold it all. It was just not a good idea. I mean, I got the idea wrong. I think people want nice sort of freshly cooked home food in a trailer. They just wanted buns and burgers. I just thought, I know this isn't going to be for me, so we sold it. We didn't lose any money, but it was a mistake. Chicken. Now, we will chop the chicken on our fresh board, and I don't want to get any chicken on anything else. Sometimes, if I'm feeling lazy, I cook a curry in a saucepan. I mainly do, to be honest. And I just put the chicken in whole, and then once it's sort of cooked through slightly, chop it up with scissors so you don't have to get the chopping board out and get everything contaminated. Because whatever I touch now is going to potentially put salmonella on everything, so I'm not going to touch anything until I wash my hands. We went shopping today in Leicester and had lunch in town, a sort of small lunch, so we're really hungry. Now I'm going to use this frying pan. I love this frying pan. It's made of cast iron. It's your frying pan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You gave it to me.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh, before we do that, let's make some rice, because I can do it and forget about it. So, organic rice, basmati, white rice. Now, as we said in India, the rice long grains in India are way, way longer than we can get here. I mean, if you look at that, right down there, look, that is not very long, is it?
Cut focus. It's tiny.
Now, rice is easy, okay? That much rice, I haven't measured it, have I? So I'm going to put water in it. This is the easy rice. I'm going to cover the rice with water. Okay, it's just covered. Add a little bit more, that's all you need. So basically, cover the rice and have a little bit on top. Now, if you have a small saucepan and you're making like a portion for one or two, it's way easier to get it right. I do find if I make a large portion, it goes wrong. Right, so that's on. Now let's turn the frying pan on and get some ghee. Remember, that's contaminated, so I'm not going to put that anywhere. I've washed my hands, I'm not contaminated. Into the frying pan. Now, ghee just gives a nicer flavour than using oil, but you could use any oil. But clarified butter, basically, it's butter that's been heated up to a point where it won't burn. Here's the thing, this is where I might make mistakes, but I'm going to start with the chili and the onion. And you are supposed to fry the spices, which I will do. This is going to absorb a lot of the oil. And to make a really, really good curry, you do need quite a lot of oil. And I tend not to like using too much oil, so sometimes I don't particularly fry the spices. I just sort of kind of fry them and then it just dries up and then I call it okay. But you want to get the flavours into the oil. So the chilies are going into the oil with the onions. Let's get them caramelised before we do anything else. So if you would add the spices first or later or whatever, just let us know in the comments, but this is how I tend to do it. Do you know, I used to watch cooking programmes when I was a child. I don't know if you remember the Galloping Gourmet. Used to love watching him. Watched cooking programmes for years and years and years. You could learn so much by watching people do it. Now, like I said, probably should have more oil than that, but I don't want it to be swimming in oil. As we speak, the rice is boiling. Now, the secret to rice is putting the right amount of water in, bringing it to the boil. Once it's come to the boil, turn it to as low as you can get it, and then do not touch it, do not open it, do not look at it for 20 minutes, then turn it off and leave it for another 10 minutes. You'll have perfect rice every time. Right, I'm going to put a tiny bit of spice in, not a lot, for the very reason I'm going to tell you. One, oh, that aroma, that just smells so delicious. I want to add the chicken now, because I want the chicken to fry a little bit before I put the rest in. And remember, that's contaminated. The handle isn't, because I haven't touched it with raw chicken. So I'm going to put that away safely, out of harm's way. Right, let's fry this up a little bit to get some colour into the meat. Get a little bit of a crispy edge before we add the rest of the ingredients. Again, I'm doing it wrong. If you might do it where you add all of the spices. No, normally you're supposed to mix this up with water and then put it in as a paste into the oil. I tend not to do that. So I know it might be wrong. So this just starts to absorb it, you see. Now this is what happens, you see. It starts to dry out. Can you see on the frying pan there? It starts drying out. We don't want it to stick and do that, so I'll turn it down a bit. As soon as we add moisture, it'll be fine. I'm going to get those spices fried in the oil, because that's what brings out the flavours. Right, so time for the tomatoes. Tin of organic Italian chopped tomatoes from Italy. And we'll just bring that to the boil, let it simmer for 10 minutes. That's how loud the partridge.
Yeah.
Now, if you like food, then you're in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe. We're doing our India series first on Indian food. We've done a couple of videos already. This is the cooking one. We're going to do takeaways. We've done restaurant. We've done Punjabi street food. Once we've done the Indian food series, we're going to do Chinese, we're going to do Turkish, Japanese, all sorts. So subscribe if you like food. Now, I'm not going to taste it just yet, because if the chicken is still a bit raw, I could get a terrible tummy. But I will have to taste it in a minute, because you should always taste your food before you serve it, just in case you need to add something. Very difficult to take something away. Now, some years ago, when I was learning to cook, I made a stir-fried chicken Chinese dish. Really fast stir-fried, you know. I ate it, and about 2 hours later, my stomach started to feel terrible. And I started to smell. Oh God, I don't feel good. And I got basically chicken food poisoning, and because the chicken wasn't properly cooked. So it's very important to cook chicken properly. That's nice. It doesn't quite taste like a Madras yet, it hasn't quite cooked. But we can always add a bit more, so I might add a little bit more paprika. I could add a bit more chili. How hot do you want it?
Not too hot, but it's a bit spicy. Like Madras level.
We could up it a bit. Now, I do have some flaked chilies somewhere, goodness knows where. So I have some flaked chilies in a honey jar.
They look like bird's eye chilies, don't they?
Oh, they're rat droppings.
They're like dried chilies.
Yeah, so got some of that. Look. I hope it's not rat droppings. So let's put a few of those in.
That'll be nice.
A bit of heat. I love sultanas in curry. I don't know about you.
No, I'm not a particular fan of that.
Oh, I love it. I love that sweetness. I think the thing that's nice about good food is that you taste different flavours. If it's all just one bland flavour, it's just not very nice. It's nice to taste different things as you go along. Sometimes I put cardamom seeds in, or cloves, just to get those different strong flavours coming through the dish. We're going to taste it now. If I was tasting this for myself, I'd use the same spoon. But because I'm not, I'm going to use a different spoon. These little things make the difference. It's the finer details that you have to be aware of. So I don't want to give Darcy my spit. Oh, that tastes nice. It does need some more paprika.
Do you use normal paprika or smoked paprika?
Normal, actually. I think for Indian, the smoke doesn't quite taste right. It's got a more red colour. Have you ever been out to dinner where you go to someone's house and they're cooking away? Cough, splatter cough, putting a spoon in, taking the food, put it in again, and they serve it up to you. I have. Right, I would say this is now ready to serve. So let's turn off the gas, move it away, take a breath, and find out where the plates are.
Lovely. The question is, how close is it to an authentic Indian curry? And it's not necessarily a dish, is it? It's kind of
it's
made up.
It's a mental vision of the flavour I was trying to get.
Yeah. So let's see. You've got nice whole vegetables, onion, and because sometimes they blend up the onion, don't they?
Yes.
At the restaurant, but this has got everything in there as it is. Smells lovely. Let's have some. Wow.
Good?
Really good.
Okay. Ooh. Would you call it a Madras? Because that's the sort of flavour I had in my mind.
Exact right level of spice for a Madras. Lovely chili. You've got... Let's have another bite. I need to taste it more. It's beautiful. It's got like 3 layers of flavour. It's lovely, perfect level of spice. Got a nice undertone of the tomato, which just carries it all through. And then you get hit by all these different flavours. and they sort of layer on top of each other. You sort of taste one of the spices, and then this other one comes round. It's very good.
Good. Okay.
It's interesting from my perspective, tasting his curries over the years, because, oh God, okay,
Get off the table. Terriers. Don't get terriers.
you know, Nathan, dear, idiot. Because your curries, I've noticed, even in the last 5 years, have improved over the year to year. They get better and better and better and better, to the point now where I think they're pretty much at the level of an Indian restaurant.
Good. Okay.
So,
And I think perhaps, like I say, if I'd have put more oil in to fry it more, I think that's the secret to it.
I think so.
And perhaps mixing the spices into a paste. I know I should do that, but I haven't.
But it's bloody nice.
Good.
It is very, very good. So, if you want to try and follow that recipe, it might be a bit hard to follow.
It might be. You have to pause it a lot.
Yeah, but you know, I think that is really, really delicious.
Okay, let me critique my own cooking. It really kind of comes in afterwards, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Oh, if I say so myself, that's quite nice. Yeah. Okay.
How do you rate it compared to your best?
It's up there, I reckon. Yeah, sometimes, I mean, as I say, I don't follow recipes, so sometimes one's better than another. But it's pretty close to the flavour I had in my mind. Occasionally I'd go back to the recipe book and just to check myself to make sure I haven't gone too far astray. So yeah, we'd be very interested to know from Indian people, especially in India, who cook Indian food all the time, obviously, because you're Indian, and in India, it's obvious. But you know, would you do it the same way as I have? What do you think? It'd be interesting to know your thoughts.
I just ate one of those dried chilies that you added.
They're hot, aren't they?
They've got some kick. Beautiful flavour though, instantly hit by lovely flavour, you know. But, and it's getting more and more intense as I wait. You know what, it's pretty spicy. That is one of the best curries I think you've made. Very, very delicious. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of this Englishman's Indian cooking. And another idea, perhaps, is I'm quite good at making pizza, and I've got a pizza oven, and I like to make Neapolitan-style pizza. So, if you'd like to see a video of me making that and him trying it, or both of us trying it, because I'll be making one for myself, then let us know in the comments below, because that is definitely on the cards.
Absolutely.
See you next time.